your boy Bleeves. Everybody listen up. Let's get it. I'm trying to put money in your pocket. That crypto wallet. That bing bada bing ching ching big profit. Even when the market's sideways, I'm looking for ways to get paid. I'm checking my coins around breakfast, then again around bedtime. Bet this, it's not financial advice, but I'm always right. 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 I'm always right.
What is going on, everybody? I hope you're having a great morning. My name is Bleeves. This is Breakfast with Bleeves. We're here to talk about the cryptocurrency market. Today is the day. This is the moment that we've all kind of been waiting for, and we're going to see how it plays out. The important parts of the market today to understand. We've got a positive market going for the morning, but the important thing today is twofold. Number one, the FOMC is meeting today to decide on rate hikes. Now, if we are looking at this and we're trying to be objective, shall we say, then we're hoping that there's going to be some kind of pause, but it is also possible that they've priced in whatever's been happening, and by pricing it in, you haven't seen it in a dip yet, because the Dow Jones has just simply been on a tear at this point, with getting closer to the rejection area. And in fact, Patrick brings up something important. In what is it now? 13 hours, Luna Classic will go down for the 2.1.0 upgrade that will bring parity to that blockchain, and all apps that are being created in the Luna ecosystem and anything in the Cosmos ecosystem, I think, is easily converted over to the Luna blockchain. So we now have the beginning of an actual functioning, working blockchain in Luna Classic. So things are about to pick up over there, and then that leads to the next piece of the Luna Classic equation, and that's the repeg. And it means that they can focus entirely on repegging to USTC, which I think the decision's been made that instead of creating an AFT, they're going to go with the USTC repeg, which is going to bring a ton of value to USTC. I am a holder of both and hoping for really good things. In fact, I put out a video. As soon as I got done with the video, I'm like, what am I, an idiot here? I should probably be going like really hard into USTC at this point, just because of the FOMO buildup for whatever pump it might have. So let's check out the markets. Let's get into kind of we don't have a whole lot of news because it's really just kind of a wait and see morning right now. So let's talk about it and let's see what's going on. First and foremost, pre-markets are all in the positive. Nice day to start the day. Crypto market has been pretty good so far. In the last hour, it's down just a little bit. This was this was all green just a few minutes ago, by the way, just so you guys know. We were about 8.5. Yeah, here we go. We're at about 9 billion to the positive today. And you saw this wild little swing up here, causing a rejection at this next level of resistance, and it dumped all the way back down and then back up. So it's been wild for the last little while. And by the way, this is a 4-minute candle. So just for a little bit of clarity here. That's just a wildly swinging candle happening right now. Don't know what that's going to bring to us yet, but I mean, we'll see how this all kind of breaks out, right? But generally speaking, the market has started to recover just a little bit. Ethereum, not so much, but broadly speaking, the market, Terra Luna Classic up 11% on the day, Phantom up 8%, Uniswap 8%. We're starting to see a little bit of recovery in some of the alts. We're not seeing the same alts. So we're not seeing the same alts that got really, really dumped on. So as you start to come down here to this to the bottom of this, you're going to start seeing some of the Chili's, which is one of them, barely breaking even. at this point. So there's not a lot of positivity in the ones that were outright called securities. So it's going to be an interesting market, and we're going to be here for it to play out. Now, in the meantime, let me remind you, there are 4 pillars for the Ben Coin and the Ben Coin Foundation: adoption, education, representation, and fair news. And the reason for that representation is so important because the first shoe just kind of dropped over here. Now, it is important to point out, if Gary looks slim, it's because he's been eating nothing but his own words since 2018. Bitcoin, Ether, Litecoin, Bitcoin Cash. Why did I name those 4? They're not securities. 3/4 of this market is probably not securities. This is Gary Gensler in 2018, either lying to the people who, to the children of the parents that paid for the education here, which seems a little bit weird, right? I don't know what that would be about. Or he's actually lying today, and what he really thinks is something entirely different, right? So we'll see. We'll see what happens here, right? So that's what's going on over here. Cassie Wolf had this post, which is a retweet from Warren Davidson, who basically wants to fire Gary Gensler. But not only does he want to fire Gary Gensler, he brought out his own idea on the structuring of what the SEC should look like, the SEC Stabilization Act. Now, reminder here, when you have one side or the other that's in power under the normal course of business, the Security and Exchange Commission has an SEC chair who is appointed by the president and also removed by the president. So what you have is Gary Gensler, who was put in there. Now, for those of you that don't know, Gary Gensler is a lifetime Democrat. He was part of Goldman Sachs. He was on the CFTC under Barack Obama. He kind of shuffled his way around. He was the chief financial officer for the Hillary Clinton election campaign. He's got a long history of being in the pocket of Democrats and will, basically do whatever their bidding is simply because it's good for the party. And that's not a knock, by the way. Party and policies, some of these things change, but that's what he did. That's what he does. So that leads us to what's going on right here. And they're proposing a change in the way the structure is lined up. The old structure had the SEC chair, who then oversaw commissioners, who then oversaw the directors, which, by the way, that's one of the problems that you're having today, that the Hinman tapes, the Hinman papers, those were coming from a director. The chair has commissioners, and then each commissioner has a director. So, you're going down chains here to try to find somebody who's, I don't know that this really serves anybody very well. But the idea here is the new structure would be 3 red Republicans and then 3 blue Democrats. And then they would all oversee an executive director, which, because of politicization, there would be a possible need for this to happen, right? I don't know that this is, under normal circumstances, I can't imagine that this is the right path for everybody or anybody to be taking, but that is the path that we're taking right now. So let's change this to red. There we go. All right, so that's what it looks like right now. That's how everything seems to be breaking itself out right now. Now, in going through Cassie's stuff over here, we don't see anything about, but there was some both. I think Ben made the statement that they would be going to Abu Dhabi very soon, meeting with somebody for something. But there's really no news yet on it. So it'll probably be it'll probably be something that happens on we'll probably hear something about it on the BitBoy Crypto Show, which I was I got a shout out on, by the way, yesterday. So appreciate BitBoy for doing that. It was very nice. It's not something that he has to do. The fact that he did, I certainly appreciate. So let's talk about Ben for a second. Trading at 60.78 right now. Looks like it could be breaking out of this sort of channel here of resistance. um, and maybe we're having a little bit, or we're having the start of a breakout. Now, the problem with my logic in this is I don't like the structure of what we're seeing right here, because over the last bunch of hours, it's breaking like this. That normally doesn't break up because it's coming from this direction. That normally is going to break to the downside. So I don't know that, so what this really, when you're holding a floor, that does mean that there's a chance that you bounce off of it, but it also means that the descending price action is going to wear it down, and it's going to continue to come down. And for example, this is what's happening as it's coming down. You're seeing lower lows and lower lows. When you got this floor held, that's a good sign for starters, but it doesn't mean the reversal's imminent. So I hope that it does, and I hope that we get kind of a nice move off of it. But I don't know, where that sort of ends. Now, looking at the futures trading, you can see it's a little more pronounced right now, but it is also this real pennant formation that you're looking at, and that pennant formation, I would think, coming off of this means downside momentum and not upside momentum. The problem is I don't know that it's got any lower to go. I think that it's really kind of found basically a floor of support. Now that this range right here might be a little bit, it can still dump a little bit, because there's still holders that are sitting in this that there's still holders that are sitting here holding the floor, but they could just as easily sell off, because this is it's a panic market, right? And in a panic market, you see panic level stuff. Since we've been talking, we were at 5 million, or we were at 9 billion at the start of this show, and we're down to 4.8, now back up to 5 billion. So the market is getting incredibly volatile, which is what we want. I mean, we want to see some volatility. That's how the money is made. Aru asked the question, futures on Ben. Yes, there are futures on Ben. You can do futures trading I have a link down below where you can go down to MEXC, log in, sign up over there using my link if you would, please. And then you can definitely do futures trading for Ben in that location. So but anyway, so a little bit of volatility. By the way, the line right here, we've got to flip this into support. Otherwise, right now we're just kind of sitting, and we're just kind of oscillating here, waiting for a moment where this kind of picks up, right? So, and money seems to be kind of flowing back in and out. So it looks like people really want to see the market move. Again, if you look down the list here, Luna Classic up 7.5% on the day. USTC up 4%. Luna up 3%. BNB up 4%. Luna, Jesus Christ, guys, BNB is on. Just this is an incredible buy opportunity for anybody who's a BNB fan. I want to say, like, this is a real crazy opportunity right now, and I would not like. It just feels like this is not going to maintain, right? This is not going to maintain for very long. This is going to get back up here into the normal price, and I would think that this is about a 30% climb right here. And I get a feeling that we're probably going to be seeing a $300 BNB pretty soon. 2% on most of this stuff. Hex is just going through some stuff right now, guys. I don't know what to say when it comes down to it. Went into this area, which now became resistance, and it's breaking new lows. It's not looking good right now, but here's the thing. The question that you have to ask yourself is, Hex going to be around for the long haul? And the answer to that is probably yeah. There's a pretty, one of the things they always say is the thing that matters the most is community, right? Well, if community matters the most, then most probably what you're looking at is this is going to be a community thing. So with a community situation, you're probably going to look at a nice little recovery and a nice little bounce back. Like, imagine you have an opportunity right here to buy at 0.008 right now, and this thing goes back to 8 cents. And the high, by the way, not even close to 8 cents, but imagine if it gets off on a run. If Hex gets off on a run, God damn, you know. XRP still oscillating around 53. Did have a nice little pump in the last little while, not maintained. Not maintained, but this looks like a massive move, by the way. But I've got it kind of, I'm doing that fanboy thing where if you do this and it looks like there's a lot going on, there's not really. So Volt up 3.5%, maybe 3,500 is the bottom. We haven't found a support level yet. So and by the way, when these new support and resistance channels that I have, red means it's a resistance channel and green means a support channel. So we haven't found a support channel yet for Volt. So that should be alarming. That means that the price is still struggling to find a place where it is supported for a period of time. So yeah, we like Volt. We love Volt, but we really got to see Volt find a level of support and start to regain some of that quote unquote luster. Because it's fading. And I did make a video yesterday, and I did talk about this in the video yesterday. And basically what I said was 23 million market cap is unattractive to the market right now. Now, does that mean anything bad about Volt? And the answer to that is no. No matter what you think personally of Volt, because if you bought high and it came down low, that's you. That's you. Deciding or not taking profit or not working your bag responsibly. But on the way down, look, you got to manage your risk, right? No matter what anybody in chat says, you have to manage your risk. This is not about you sitting in there and moonbagging. That was 13% tax. That was 13 in, 13 out. That's where that's okay. If you want to moonbag, okay, moonbag. That was good. The principles of this, though, I'll go back to the beginning. Raoul Paul, who is one of the most famous traders, investors, said that he never made money from swing trading or day trading or continuing to pull out and put stuff back in. He never made money that way. He only made money by buying low and selling high. Well, in this market, 50 million is outrageous. 60 million is outrageous. Even down here, when you're trading at 5,000 over here, that's 30 something. That's outrageous for what the market is doing right now. And by the way, this applies to Ben too, because Ben's trading at 25 million. It's very difficult to get some traction with the market in the structure that we're in right now. It's very difficult when you have 25 million market cap, because if you go to 100 million market cap, then you got a 4x, right? Great number, great move. Volt goes, it's got a 4x, great move. There's plenty of opportunity right there. But what people are looking for is something like Bloom over here with a 60,000 market cap. That it's just one little announcement of anything for Bloom Block. One little move on Bloom Block to take it to a 500,000 market cap, much less 25 million. Okay, just to go to the 56,000 market cap right now, right? So just to go to a market cap of 5 million is 100x for Bloom Block. So it's something like this has that crazy opportunity. Now, if it went to 100 million market cap, that's what, 200, it's 20x, 200x. It's 200x. That's ridiculous, right? So you take $1,000 and it becomes $200,000. That's out of control level shit happening, right? So that's what people are looking for. That's the market that we're in right now. Grumpy Cat has I'll put it this way. Grumpy Cat has a better chance right now at getting a nice little pump, mathematically speaking, than Ben or Volt. And look, I'm a big holder of Ben. I'm a big holder of Volt. I'm a smaller holder of Grumpy Cat, but Grumpy Cat only has a 2.86 million market cap. If people just get in, it'll go absolutely bonkers, right? So that's what's going on. 4chan, by the way, I don't know if they released it yet, but it was being listed on Saitama. So that's what all of this pump over here was about. They were getting listed on an exchange. And this kind of pumped up a little bit here. So now you're seeing the standard retracement. We're down to the 0.618 level, which is 44. This 0.786 is probably the more attractive, coming down to 13 zeros, 29.51. Now, long term, 4chan to me is not a hold, by the way. 4chan is not a hold because look at these, Jesus fucking Christ, the max total supply. 100 million billion jillion, dog. That's what everybody's doing. It can't even get listed on exchanges with this 100 million billion trillion. What is it? Million, billion, trillion, quadrillion, quintillion, 100 quintillion. Fuck my life. Like, do these guys, do developers just not understand? You know what I mean? Like, and here's the thing. When you, maybe they do understand, they don't care. But, oh yeah. So for those of y'all that didn't see it, I did have a sick tweet, bro, yesterday, and it was a video of Jake's yacht party. And at Jake's yacht party, all I said was that this was the yacht party, right? I like, that's all I did. And for some reason, people see, there we go. We got Rodney out here. He's the captain now. And then we had this. I just said this was Jake's yacht party. And you see the guy's face over here. Just absolutely hilarious. But for some reason, people gave this guy a name. And it wasn't Jake. So I have no idea what that's all about. So, but it was funny. Just some dudes out here dancing, having a great time. And I don't know who this reminds you of. I have no idea who it reminds you of. So I don't know. But yesterday we talked about SHIB, that SHIB was going to have a reversal, that it's probably coming. And we saw the start of the reversal. Hasn't really broken out yet. This is a 4-hour, by the way. We were sitting over here at about 65, 66. So it's starting to move up 3%. So when this breakout, by the way, when this breaks out, I feel like this is a 4 to 5x, just like, you know, if Ben breaks out and goes to 100 million market cap. I mean, I feel the same way, right? But again, that's not how this market is evaluating stuff right now. Pepe just had a breakout on the right over here, had a nice little breakout, but guess what? All of my lines here, it's still respecting these wedges. It's all still following. It's all still following exactly the way I lined this shit up. What was it? 2 weeks ago. It's doing exactly what it's not going anywhere, right? Like it's down. Now, if it comes down here, here's the thing, right? If it comes down here, then it's going to get on a run and people are going to be like, yeah, dog, we mooning, because it's up 50%, but it's going to reject right here, which is everybody's still at a gigantic loss, but everybody's looking at Pepe and being like, yeah, we mooning, dog. Well, if you don't take your fucking money out, you're wrecked. You know what I mean? Like, I can't explain this shit any better. I don't think, anyway. I mean, fuck. So anyway, I'm not saying Floki's dead, by the way. I'm just saying that this is not the market for it. By the way, here's the biggest resistance. Here's the biggest support line right here, saying that Pepe could go down all the way to 35, 6 zeros, 363. Like that's the next level. But you know, like I was saying here, this means that we've found the support line. So if it continues to channel through here, then there's just no tremendous upside. If we could get a break into this channel over here, let's come back in here. If we could get a break into this area, right, and start to use this for a little bit and turn this green and start to flip it as support up here, then we got to run to 1500. That would happen. That's reasonable to expect something like that to happen at that point, but this is not going to happen. You're not going to have just a gigantic God candle going up again. That's already been played, right? That's already been played. The only thing that we're doing right now is waiting for this area right here to break. And when this breaks, it's going to be tragedy. So that's all I'm saying, right? And instead of anybody really kind of coming out here and sort of fixing this, do you know what people are doing? God damn it. You know what they're doing? What's the poly OX? I think is Paul. Let me see here. Poly OX. Okay, so Polygon. I don't know. I don't fucking know. But here you can see this is Poly for the last little while. He's doing a little bit more right now on Pepe, but he spent the last 24 hours just going after BitBoy crypto. So here we go. They're all just trying to find some reason to be mad at BitBoy crypto. It's just a bunch of clout chasing, right? Like, look, if you want if you want to hire BitBoy, hire BitBoy. I mean, Jesus Christ. Quit trying to get in his DMs and his D, as they say. Like, Jesus Christ, that's not going to fix Pepe. You know what I mean? So make value for the people who are following you or investing for you. If they can move the needle, move the goddamn needle. You know what I mean? Stop telling everybody what's going on. Nobody gives a shit in Pepe about Ben. Nobody in Ben gives a shit about Pepe, right? Grow up and smoke crack like a real man, or whatever it is. You know, I don't know. But anyway, so that's the market in a nutshell. This is where we are. This is what we're hoping for. We're hoping that something great happens. And I mean, I just, right now we've got Cult at 3111. We got RFD at 1423. MMAI at 3066, Bloom at 7105, Volt at 3810, Ben at 6078, Loyal at 5140, Deconnect at 2881, Wagme at 5178, Grumpy Cat at 6850, Psyup at 6836, and 4chan at 4463. Now, what really, really matters, by the way, and why is this going down while the market's going up? You might be asking. Well, good question, he says. The answer to that is because people are noticing that Bitcoin is starting to run again. So if Bitcoin starts to make a move, then the place to earn your money is Bitcoin. And then that move, that move up here, like if we flip this green and then we start moving up here and we continue to get into these areas and just start to test 28,000 or anything positive. If we start to really get into some positivity in the market, if we get any sort of positivity, then that money cascades back down into alts and into memes and stuff like that. But once Bitcoin starts to move, and it's up 1% on the day, almost 1%. But once Bitcoin starts to move and we start to see that, then people start to focus on Bitcoin instead of everything else, because that's the way you're supposed to play the market. The way you're supposed to play the market is you're supposed to get on a good run with Bitcoin. It runs crazy. Then you put the money into Ethereum and it runs a little bit crazier. And then you put the money into alts and then it runs a little bit crazier. And then you put the money into memes and it runs like absolute bonkers, right? So the hope would be that's what's getting ready to happen. On the 4 hour, we've got a big blue candle, red, I guess, God damn it. But down here, you can see here, we've got the wick down here at the bottom, and you can see this is the current candle on the 1 hour. So the reversal appears to be back in, which would indicate that we're on a move to the up, and maybe we can start to use this as support and maybe start to break into a nice little run. So, that's the way that it's looking. Now, the other thing is, as you kind of zoom out, and we need money flow to really nail this down. Let's go to the 4 hour, and oh, Jesus Christ, market cipher is not working. All right, well, there we go. All right, so now let's get into money flow, and the money flow is starting to come up on the 4 hour, on the 1 hour, which Jesus Christ, I don't know why this is moving slow. I wonder. All right, so the money flow is about to break green on so on the 2 hour, the money flow is about to break green. On the 1 hour, it looks like it's just oscillating right at the heart line. So, but we do have a bearish divergence up here on the 1 hour. So that would mean that's bearish momentum. What we need is a bullish one, a bullish divergence on this candle. As you can see here, we've been a high over here and then a lower high up here, but then we got a higher high over here. So there we go. It looks like, and we got green dots minted down here. So, maybe something's happening, but I mean, it's kind of early to say. If you look right here on Bitcoin right now, we just minted a green dot down here at the bottom. Usually when you mint a green dot down here at the bottom, that means that it's going to have a nice and significant move. So this time we mint a green dot right here and it runs way up here. Mint a green dot way down here and it runs way up here. So, there's indicators that are giving you, by the way, conflicting. It's all conflicting at this point because the market, again, is in that state of flux. So once we figure some shit out, maybe we'll look a little bit better. I'm down 70% on Ben, invested 370K. Now I'm on 50K. I don't know what to tell you about that one. Here's what I just can't. I mean, the best I can tell you is if you have the capital shiv in order to hold on and give BitBoy a chance to operate, I really feel like this is his passion. And I would think that we're probably going to have a nice little run and, some of that capital is going to be retained, but I can't imagine, if you went, that's 6x down, which means that you bought in. I mean, dude, it's not even possible. That would mean that you bought higher than the all-time high. So I don't think that number is right. If you bought at 2,800 with 375,000, you'd be at 100,000 right now. So I don't think your number is exactly right, but I get your point. If you bought the top on it, then I would have taken my loss on that first blue candle, but that's me. Anyway, so it looks like, I mean, the best I can say for you on Ben is that it's primed for a move. I don't know that the move is going to be to the upside. Like this, you see this channel right here is still in the gray because it hasn't been confirmed. So, the money flow is still in the negative and still coming out. So that's not a great sign. The 1 hour shows that the money flow is starting to come back in, or was starting to come back in. And then it kind of reversed back down here. 30-minute, same thing. We're still looking at money flow. The money flow is coming out pretty deep on Ben at the moment. So, but the market is moving. That's the thing. The market is moving. So I think that Ben is probably going to be a lagging sort of indicator. It probably pumps a little bit closer to when Ben goes live. At a guess, I would just venture that as a guess. And by the way, hit the like button on your way in. I would certainly appreciate that. So the problem with that is that DeFi doesn't really have stop losses unless you're on 1 inch, and that's not available in the United States. Like there's some problems with setting stop losses on DeFi. So I would like to see that. I would certainly love to see that. That we set some stop losses, or that we have stop losses, but that kind of at this point requires a centralized exchange. So that's not really a completely viable option. Dow Jones is up 100 points. By the way, NASDAQ's got another 30 minutes or so before it really starts to break out. Daniel Volt says, Ben's supposed to list 8 exchanges, 2 top tier ones. What happened to Ben? Jesus fucking Christ. Like, I can't even. Okay, so here's what happened. the people who write words and the people who follow my videos, by the way, actually follow my videos, know exactly what's going on because I made a video on it. But we can do that. Sure. This is where it ends with, oh, sorry, I didn't get to watch that video. And the answer to that is these people are being very difficult right now about listings. They have more requirements than they had before. And then I want to say that it was this one. Yeah, because that's got Cassie Wolf on it. So let's hit mute so I don't demonetize myself for myself. And let's see what we got right here. Oh, look, we stopped right on it. Awesome. Taking a second to load. Jesus Christ. Oh, you gotta be fucking kidding me. Okay. I can't even do my own goddamn videos here. Another bitch. Anyway, it was right here. Pause. For anybody who doesn't know, that's me. And this is the video from yesterday. We have officially announced one advisor. We're meeting. We just closed a partnership, but waiting for them to finish testing. Plus, Ben has access to his account to announce it. Closing an additional partnership deal tomorrow in DC, which will then be announced. Currently working on 2 exchange listings. Because of what the SEC has done, exchanges are requiring more to get listed. I know it's his right. It's his right to miss that video. And that's okay. I stand with Daniel. Anyway, I make this shit so that you're informed. So if you want to be informed, then by all means follow the content, and then you will know exactly what's going on. I feel like I'm making it easy, and now my camera is not working. Jesus Christ. And that's what, look, I mean, if you don't watch all my videos, that's fine. That's fine. It sure would help if you would like the videos, if you would go through them and take a moment. I don't even care if you run them in the back at this point. So why crypto is still down. The reason that it's down, Raphael, is let me change cameras over here because this goddamn thing. There we go. All right. So the reason that crypto is down is because the markets have not been kind. The markets have been incredibly difficult at this point. And right. There's not really a simple answer for it. It was running a little bit hotter than expected. The breakdown of the banks caused a little bit of a potential pump. That wasn't sustained because the banking system seemed to have marginalized the damage and corrected itself. And then we got into the enforcement actions by the SEC. The enforcement actions by the SEC create a situation that people don't want to be involved in at the institutional level. And here's the thing: without institutional money, Bitcoin is a $10,000 token at best. Coin at best. Ethereum isn't even worth $1,000, I don't think, at that point, so it takes institutional money. Now, the issue is it's just the institutional money in the United States that we're talking about, because the rest of the world, they don't give a shit about this. They're buying because they have regulation, they have clarity, and they don't have somebody like Gary Gensler who's out here trying to enforce situations on people. So it's very different. It's very different in the rest of the world. Now, the problem is the United States has a lot of money and a lot of greed. I mean, a lot of greed. So when the opportunity exists for it to flex and to put a bunch of capital into the market, it will do that, and it will drive prices. The United States is a market maker. Even if it's smaller than some of these bigger countries, it is a market maker because the businesses are free to invest as they see. So what we don't have is clarity. Today, the FOMC meets, so we'll have some clarity on whether they're going to raise rates or not. And then at 2 p.m. today, Eastern Standard Time, open floor discussion will start to happen. Open floor discussion will begin on the new crypto regulation and the new crypto bill. So that crypto bill is coming. We'll see it happen very, very soon. Or at least we'll see the discussions of it and the ideas and principles behind it. That's not going to stop the SEC, by the way, from doing what it's been doing. So it may not mean too much in the short run. And as for Volt, ASIN, I did not get demonetized for playing my pussy on stream last night. I did not. But I did get a message from Google that said we need to talk. So ASIN, Volt, I don't know. I mean, it's difficult with Volt because everything is being done correctly. Everything is being done right. There's no wrong plays that are being done. There's no wrong moves that are being made. It's just not the market for Volt right now. And what everybody wants is everybody wants to be stimulated. Everybody wants my price go up. I always buy only up. Well, you don't really. So it doesn't really work that way. So I please, I got some lunk back in the wormhole days. I didn't transfer those. Have I lost those? Am I just no? I mean, you can if you the wormholes still exist. It's just a different wormhole. So I mean, you would be fine. It just depends on where you sent it and where you have it. So you're going to be certainly fine. So but as far as Volt goes, I mean, Volt doesn't have an easy answer. Volt has to continue to produce. They have to continue to add exchanges. And, the big thing is they talked about a lot of exchanges and they haven't delivered those exchanges. That's what's going on. And Shiv, that's actually, I wanted to, when I started today, one of the things that I saw the market was pumping. And the first thing I said in my mind, because I've just kind of recognized this, was, well, I guess that means that Ben's not pumping. And then when I looked in, it's trading sideways and not pumping. And I knew it was going to be the case just because for the last couple of pumps, it hasn't pumped. It pumps afterwards. After the money comes out of like Pepe or stuff like that, all of a sudden I start to see the Ben price pump. And then, we'll see what happens, right? We'll see what happens. But who the hell knows? Anyway, yeah, so it's just kind of crazy right now. I think that, and look, I don't want everybody. What really matters today for XRP is that Bill Hinman's comments. You have to remember, I just showed you guys a structure from Cassie Wolf where she showed what the structure looks like, and it's the SEC chair, and then down here are 4 commissioners, right? Well, below those commissioners, they each have directors that are that are doing their thing down here. You know what? Tell them to pay me. Make me an advisor, pay me, and then we'll make some purple and we'll make some Ben colored hair. But the director, these are low level directors. So these Hinman, even if they're damning in that context, who gives a shit? This is like this is like saying that the guy this is like saying one of the mods at Twitter is in charge of Twitter, right? That's stupid. So I don't think this makes a big difference or a big deal. However, if he says, and if what he's saying is, in the context of what he's saying is that this is the enforcement action, this is the way the Security Exchange Commission sees things. This is what we consider everything to be. And if it goes in line with what Gary Gensler said in 2018, where 3/4 of the market are commodities, where now he's saying everything is a security, well, then there's been a change. And the question would become, is it a politicized change? And then Judge Torrey is going to have to rule on that. But, you know, most probably she's going to side with the SEC. Like, I don't think people understand that, you know, everybody wants a win, but we're not guaranteed a win from this at all. So I don't know. We'll see what happens, but I don't hold out hope that we're going to see something magical start to happen with these Hinman papers. I just don't. I just don't know that it means that much. So, and by the way, you can look at some of this stuff. Yeah, here we go. All right, let's one last thing here. There's stuff coming out here. So it's been 5 years since Bill Hinman gave his infamous speech, and though the SEC's lawsuit against Ripple, we can finally share what happened behind the scenes through the now public emails and drafts of the speech. And then you have the documents, and this is all of this stuff, where it comes from, who it is, et cetera, right? And what people are saying here is that it was sufficiently, here we go. This is the important parts. These are the important parts of this whole thing. It's sufficiently, if the network on which tokens or coins is to function is sufficiently decentralized. I'm not sure that you can say that about Ethereum, though, by the way. So not true. The law will greatly confuse the markets. Head of trading and markets. All right. So they're saying that it goes beyond the Howey analysis and that it's not in the law what cryptocurrency. And the person is no longer have a reasonable expectation that a person or a group is going to carry out essential managerial or entrepreneurial efforts. Those assets might not represent an investment contract. Here we go. So he was being told, all right, here's what's going on. What they're showing is the Hinman tapes or the Hinman notes, and the Hinman notes are showing that he was told different things than what he's telling people. He's giving his own personal opinion as an analysis. He's not saying what the government also considered it at that point. So I don't know how this plays out. I know that I don't think it's going to be good. I still maintain that whatever they thought, Ripple did what the SEC says they did. Whether that applies to XRP is the only thing that matters to me. So anyways, my time for work. So guys, thank you so much for tuning in. I appreciate it. On the way out, if you would please hit the like button before you leave, because it certainly helps for the rest of the day to keep this video trending. And daddy need that money. So it's not financial advice. My name is Bleeves. I'm always right. And we will talk to you again for bedtime tonight. Thank you for tuning in, guys. Hope you had a good time. Hope you enjoyed the show. Remember to sign up for MEXC, BitGet, and NordVPN down in the links below.
I'm checking my